This woman is so accomplished. I believe you may have gone above your pay grade. Hi, I'm Lisa Joyner, wife of
TV megastar John Cryer.
Mega.
Yeah.
And I'm Morgan Walsh, married to
comedy legend and great actor Matt Walsh.
This is a podcast about what it's like when your significant other
is just a little too significant.
Welcome to Plus One.
We are so happy to be here, to be together, finally doing this.
I'm so happy to do this with you.
We're friends. We like each other.
We love each other. I think like is a lesser of a word.
Yeah.
I'm Lisa Joyner, and this is my dear friend Morgan Walsh.
Hi.
Who are you married to?
Matt Walsh. He's a very funny person.
Tell me more.
Founder of the Upright Citizens Brigade. His karaoke song, his go-to karaoke song is Long December by the Counting Crows. He doesn't sing, and that's the longest song you can pick.
Oh, Jesus.
It's really terrible. It's really, really a
Why
nightmare.
does he like that song?
I don't know. I really wish he didn't. Enthusiasm, though, counts for a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then he was also on Veep for 7 seasons and Emmy-nominated comedic icon, as he likes me to refer to him.
Mm-hmm.
No, he doesn't.
Even at home.
Yeah.
Especially at home. My husband is John Cryer. People know him as Ducky or as Alan Harper on 2.5 Men. But to me, he is honestly one of the smartest people I've ever met. Like, if I was to intro him, I have to warn people, like, he's also the absent-minded professor. Like, he's that,
I've called Matt the Nutty Professor.
Yeah,
too.
he's a little bit of a ding dong when it comes to like, oh yeah, okay, I should probably do that.
But handsome, kind, smart, funny.
Yeah, all that, and really, really adept at. When we first built our house, we built a little deck on the outside of our bedroom that we thought we would use all the time. We swore we were going to use it all the time.
From your bedroom,
From the bedroom out to the deck.
Veranda.
It sounds very fancy. It's not that fancy, but it was just a nice deck, and we thought, we'll have a glass of wine at night, and we'll relax. We'll see the stars. We even got a telescope, the whole thing. And one night when we first moved into the house, we'd just gotten the house done. We went out there to have our glass of wine and sit there, but we were, okay, so he had like his underwear on. I had like, I was scantily clad. And it was one of those nights, I don't know why, because we have kids, but I don't know why somebody was away, somebody's having a sleepover, I'm not sure. And we closed the door and we were sitting out there and toasting and going, oh yeah, this is what it's all about. And then we went to open the door and we locked ourselves out of the house. Okay, so this is in the big, like, 4th season of 2.5 Men, right? We just moved in the neighborhood. A lot of people knew we were there and stuff. And the only way to get in was for John to shimmy off the 2nd level in his underwear.
Oh my God.
Go down the side of the railing, hop onto the barbecue, then it gets better. Crawl around, go in through the doggy door.
Oh no. Oh no.
So I know that's a long introduction, but I would probably share that.
I feel like from now on, you need to lead with that story.
Yeah.
Whenever you talk about it.
But
we're so happy to be able to talk about our plus one stories and to talk to other plus ones and hear from them. And we have one of my favorites.
Before we get to her, I just want to say that think about, everybody who's listening, it's like you have been that plus one.
Yeah.
It's not just because, we have famous spouses or whatever. It's like, we want to talk on this show to people who have, their significant others is a, Pulitzer Prize winner author, that they're always kind of in the shadow. Or we were talking about one of our good friends who was a doctor, a lawyer, and a concert pianist. And every time you walk into the room, you're like, hi.
You're her plus one, no matter what. Yeah, she's married, but we're still
and
her
she's
plus.
not famous or anything like that, but still you're the plus one.
So everybody has that.
We decided to start doing this show so that we could spend more time together.
That was the main reason.
We decided we were trying to think of who we wanted on the show first, and
Tran
we both
came up right away.
And tell us about Tran.
So I wanted to bring on Tran Ho right away. She was the first person I thought of, married to one Ken Jeong. We've been friends for a long time, and I knew that you have such an incredible story yourself, and to be able to bring you out and shine a light on your story too. Oh,
Thanks for having me here. I'm
Of
so
course.
excited.
Yes.
And
it's
we
awesome.
met just very briefly at the Emmys a couple years
Yes.
ago. I remember we met at
Yes.
the Emmys a couple years ago, and we were sitting in like this side area, and all of a sudden Carol Burnett walked in. I was like, holy!
Yeah.
I
That's
lost
a big.
it.
Everyone's also a +1 to Carol Burnett.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But so we have a little bit of a relationship.
Yes,
But thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me here.
When you and Ken met, you were both doctors, so you weren't expecting to be
so
thrust into the spotlight.
You just worked
Definitely
together.
didn't sign up for this. Yeah, so I met Ken at Kaiser, and it was right after residency. My first job was Kaiser Woodland Hills. So that was in 2001, and he was already working there as an internal medicine doctor. I'm a family medicine doctor. So I worked in the little clinic, Thousand Oaks. He was in the main hospital, and every once in a while I would go to the hospital. In those days, we would still round on our patients. First time I saw him, I'm sure he was like scurrying through the hallway, hunched over in his white coat, like very intense, Asian man, internal doctor. I'm like, who's this guy? When we started, there was like a very fun group of just very young, single doctors, and we would go out.
It's like
all the
its own
time.
show.
Exactly.
Very
We're
sexy.
like, going out, doing stuff. So
They were Grey's Anatomy before
2002,
Grey's
we
Anatomy.
were at BJ's in Woodland
pizza
Hills.
place?
BJ's,
The brookie, like the place that has the really thick cookie.
exactly,
Delicious.
exactly.
Okay.
So it was like a bunch of, cardiologists.
I love that she's going over the
GI
menu.
doctors.
The healthiest people
Exactly,
are at
the
BJ's.
healthiest people.
Got
That's where doctors eat crappy food all the time.
BJ's.
It is not healthy. So we're hanging out.
Were you smoking as
there.
well?
I was not smoking. At that time, I did know he did stand-up comedy.
That's so funny to me that he was like moonlighting as a stand-up comic.
exactly.
During
Right?
the
I don't
day.
know if I would go to a doctor that was moonlighting stand-up
His
comedy.
patients didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
So he had done like our yearly physician banquet, and so he like emceed some of it and did like
okay.
doctor jokes
Got it.
that are hilarious. So I knew he was funny at that point.
Okay, he did a good job.
He was awesome. Like he was famous at the hospital for just being like this really hilarious doctor. People knew he did stand up. I'd never seen it.
Was he also just famous for being a good doctor? Or just simply
Yes, he was a very good doctor as well.
okay,
He
good.
really was.
Okay, good.
Okay, now let me stop for one
yeah.
second because I want to know what you were like at that time.
Yeah.
Because we're talking a lot about him, but so you were how many years out of
That
residency?
was 2001 that was my first job.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I'd only been there for like a year,
Okay.
but I did a Kaiser residency, so I knew the system, jumped right in. Like
Did you always want to be a doctor?
I always wanted it. Well, no, that's not true. No, I didn't always want to be
What
a
did
doctor.
you want to do? What else?
A writer, maybe like, international relations, a diplomat, something like that.
Oh,
but
just that?
creative people.
Creative, very creative. And then freshman year, I took a bio class because everybody, you had to take your distributions. And I loved it. I loved it so much. And the English class I liked, but I really loved biology.
And it's a life
so
science.
It's a life science. So I kind of started thinking like, what, why do I like this? And I think I realized I really like just helping people and just that you're in a career where you're learning constantly. I really love that. And you're with like really interesting, smart people.
And I feel like biology is like the English of the sciences.
It is. There's a lot of, especially in family medicine, it's really about relationships with people.
Yes.
And learning their story.
Yes.
You're telling their story all the time. So at BJ's at dinner, all of the doctors are there. We're like, Ken and I are like, the cool single. We're in a very cool group of doctors. And so
I want to see a group photo.
Oh my God.
I
I
want to see a
know.
group
I
photo.
don't
die
know.
for
We'll have
that.
to see that. But he asked for my phone number afterwards. And so I told him, I said, oh, you can just call the hospital operator.
I just got butterflies like Ken was asking me for my phone number. Like in the story, I got
hilarious
excited.
because that, that's how you got people, you call the operator, like, can you connect me with Dr. So-and-so?
Oh
The
my
fact
God.
that
And his face, like,
Yes.
fell. And
You
I'm
sent
like
him
looking
to a
at
stranger.
him. I know. And of course, then I just started laughing, like hilarious. I thought it was hysterical. And I'm like, of course, I'll give you my number.
But you didn't do that on it was a reflex. You were like, call the hospital, and then you weren't like
I know,
brushing him off.
I was ribbing him.
Oh,
I
you
was
were?
ribbing
No,
him.
she was getting
You
it.
were
Totally.
intentionally being
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so good.
So he thought it was hilarious. So then he was like, oh, I'm doing a stand-up show at the Ice House. Do you want to come? And he kind of said that in a broad sense, but like, I think he
wanted to
knew
fill those
nobody
seats?
was going to like go, but me.
But he was looking directly
He was looking directly
you.
at me. And I was like, yes, I will go with you.
To the Ice House in
I know.
Pasadena.
So then he was like, oh, let's go to dinner ahead of time. So we went to Brothers Sushi. And then we went to the Ice House.
That's a good
Brothers,
restaurant.
Yes, Brothers Sushi. Yeah, exactly. We did not take me back to BJ's.
Okay.
So
I don't
we
know.
went.
I like
and
BJ's.
he totally killed it. I mean, he was so funny. And his friend Fraser Smith was there, and I think he told me later that he kept asking him the whole time, like, "Is she laughing?
laugh?
Is she laughing?"
Oh, that's so
good.
good.
Yeah. I thought he was hilarious. So that's the Ice House where he later went back and filmed his Netflix special.
What was the title of the Netflix special?
So that was my title.
Yes.
Oh, was it?
It was. So he wanted to name it Full Circle because it was coming back full circle to the place where our first date.
Yeah.
And I think that the note was like, maybe there's a better title. Can you do something? And so Ken and I, for years, had been joking about my name. It's like, you married me for my name, like Dr. Ho. And he used it in his jokes. And I think it's hilarious. And we'd always say to each other, he'd always say to me, like, you complete me, Ho. And so I was like, Ken, you need to use that as your title. And he was like, oh my God, you're totally right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes. That's like pillow talk at the peak.
Yes. I tell him all the time, like, I don't embarrass easily. Like, he and I find things funny all the time that other people don't find funny.
Yes.
But that, like, the complete me ho, like, when things gel, like, they definitely gel. And we're like, this is it. That's what it's going to be.
I'm just curious because, you know, my husband makes jokes all the time when he's on television or in a movie or whatever, but it's not about me. So what does it feel like that your personal life sort of seeps into his comedy?
Ken is like, he's very sweet when he talks about me. So, and when he makes the ho jokes, like, he and I both know that's hilarious, but he doesn't talk about, like, you know, I don't know, us having sex or things like that on camera. Like, honestly, the other stuff that maybe I would find like it's a little bit too much information. Yeah. We have like a secondhand, I think he already knows. Yeah. Like, he doesn't go over what he's going to do, but we kind of know like where the boundaries are. Right.
And
so I have no problem.
You have a thick skin. Like,
I have a thick skin, exactly. I don't really embarrass easily.
Your kids don't either. Because I remember like early days, our kids, we were at some sort of...
Yeah, we have twins. Yeah.
We were at some birthday party early on, and Ken was he was being hilarious, as he always is, but something along the lines of like, I don't know, pretending to be drunk and abandon them. And they were
always
laughing.
does the joke where he doesn't remember their names.
Yes, that was it.
And so, no, from the little, like from when my daughter was little, she always would roll her eyes and just be like,
yes.
That's like an old bit.
Yes, it was so funny.
But
and
it works.
It works.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And they were so little, and they knew exactly. They're like, that's my dad.
Yes.
Like, he's going to do that.
Yeah.
So good.
One of the earliest things when we first started dating, they came to him to do Last Comic Standing. But that would have entailed him living in a house for like 3 weeks. And he was still working as a doctor. So I told him, I was like, I really don't know if this is like the best thing for you to do at this point.
Where were you guys in your relationship at that time?
We had not married yet. So this is like, I think we just started dating. Literally, maybe it was a few months. And in the back of my head, I'm like, am I going to be in this? Like, how am I going to be involved in like this show and the logistics? And it just didn't really work out.
Would you be picking him up from the Big Brother house
to
go
am
to?
I hanging in the house with him with like the comedian? Like, you know, what's going on here? And there's no way they would have given him 3 weeks off.
Right.
So,
and at that point, he's still feeling the pull of medicine, and you are thinking you're with a doctor.
He would do auditions during lunch.
So he had an agent and stuff at this point.
Yeah, he did.
So he was okay. So he was like,
he was like working around his doctor schedule, and you know, it's like insane hours and overnights and weekends.
How did you guys have a relationship with those kind of hours?
Yeah,
because you're both.
It's like crazy, like figuring out when you can like go out or have vacation or do things like that.
I know from Grey's Anatomy that it all works out.
Like in Knocked Up, which was his big break.
Yes.
Like, he'd come back for multiple interviews and rounds. And honestly, that's like his one role where he actually is a doctor, because no one ever cast him as doctor for some reason. Like, he's not believable. I don't know. Unless
funny.
it's like Dr. Ken show where he is a doctor, but other than that, like, people don't cast him as a doctor.
They're
so
like, nope, that guy's not a doctor.
He got cast as Dr. Cooney, and it just happened to work out during his vacation week.
Oh, wow.
Like, it just worked out. Like, 1 week
That's
of
the
shooting,
universe.
it was the universe. And then when that came out and it was such a big hit, and he started getting more roles and like role models, for instance, with your husband.
Matt played like a toady to Ken, and it's about LARPing, which I think LARPing is the worst name for
Yeah,
any.
what does that
exactly.
mean?
It means you're dressed up in, what do they do with the
Medieval.
Yeah, like medieval times. You know how they like sword
And
fight and you
you're-
eat food?
Yeah.
It's like you look like the sward fighters.
live action role playing. I think that's what it's called.
LARPing.
Wow, I wonder how that got made.
I'm terrible at describing this. There's knights and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to
yeah.
look
And
this
Ken
up.
was a king.
King Argentine, and he was hilarious. And Matt was so funny as his henchman with like,
His henchman. That's
yes, just like ready to defend him with his.
Oh my
At
God,
any
I know what
time-
I'm watching.
Butler. Yeah.
It really is
It was
great.
one of his best roles ever.
It's great.
Yeah, so that's where we met Matt. But Ken was still, I don't know if he had left his job by then.
You mean he might have still been a doctor during Role Models?
No, I think by then he'd already left.
Okay.
After Knocked Up.
Knocked Up.
Yeah.
See, our brains.
Our brain
it takes
is gone.
three of us, but
I know.
we're going to get there.
After Knocked Up, then he started getting more roles, and it was kind of getting hard to audition around patients and do all that. So he was debating, like, what do I do?
Can you
What
imagine
is
being
that?
a patient?
Wait. What is that conversation?
So so that was there was this back and forth, and I could see, like, he's obviously very talented. Like, this is his passion. He told me he got into acting school at Duke, and he really wanted to do it. His parents were Korean, very old school Korean. Like, you need to be a doctor.
Right,
You need to go to med
right,
school, and
right.
so like, how are you going to support yourself? So he went to med school, became a doctor. That wasn't really his passion. He was a fabulous doctor. Like, he loved his, being with patients. He was really good at what he did, but that's not what fueled him. So,
and you saw that.
and I saw that. And I told him, I'm like, look, Ken, I'm working as a doctor. You have stability. If you don't make it, you can come back to being a doctor. But in the meantime, we're good. Like, just leave and just go
See what
for it
happens.
all the way. And then
That's so
that's where
awesome.
everything just happened. But it was hard because you're right. People, I mean, especially doctors, they don't get it.
They think you're nuts.
They think, absolutely. Like, why would you give this up? Why would you give up? Like, your Kaiser, he was a partner at that time. Why would you give up your partnership?
Did
and how many years you worked to
trained.
get there?
I know.
and-
I know.
Did your families have any thoughts on that? Like,
Ken's dad actually said to me, he said, what does Tran think? Which I thought was like amazing. He said, Tran's like on board with this, and his dad, then we are too.
Oh, that's
And
so
then my
good.
parents also, I think they saw how talented he was as well, and that we had a really good relationship. So maybe for like a year, I kind of supported us, and he wasn't really making any money yet.
How long after you guys got married and you made that decision that he was going to just go for it, did you guys have babies?
So we tried to have babies for a while. It took a long time, and it was hard for us to get pregnant. We did go through some infertility issues. So very happy once I knew I was having twins. But like at around 23 weeks, I went in for a routine ultrasound, and they called me and said, you need to go. You can't go back to work. I was supposed to go back to work that day. I went to the ultrasound in the morning. They said, don't go back to work. Go up to L&D, but they didn't tell me why. And so I actually almost went back to work, like, whatever, I don't have time for this. I got patients. But I went
What
to
does
L&D,
L&D stand for?
labor and delivery.
Okay.
So I went there, and they said, you're in labor and you're dilated. And so that was just like,
At how many
what?
weeks?
At
23
23
weeks?
weeks. So then I was immediately put in the hospital, and they started all the medications. It was scary. They definitely said, like, look, if your babies come now, they're not gonna make it.
Oh my God.
So I ended up staying in the hospital for 6 weeks.
Oh, geez.
Literally on my back in bed. I couldn't even sit up. I had to lay straight like that until they came at around 29 weeks, and they were early. So I gave birth in May of 2007.
Mm-hmm.
And then that fall, I felt a lump on my left breast. But you know how it is when you're breastfeeding, right? You're constantly, it's like getting backed up, you're getting mastitis, all that stuff.
It could be anything.
I was back at work, like, and I'm busy.
Yeah.
And
I'm actually proud of you for finding the lump.
exactly.
Because you're so busy right then.
Like, yeah, I don't have time for this. So I did go in for a biopsy, like a fine needle aspiration in February, and it came back benign lactating adenoma. So
What does that mean?
which means it wasn't cancer at that
it.
time. They said, but from that little needle
It was a milk
aspiration,
duct.
they said it was like an adenoma, which is like a solid type tumor, but that's not cancer.
Okay.
So
Were you nervous?
I was nervous, but I was 36 at the time. Like,
Yeah.
people don't get breast cancer
you're
typically.
so
There's no
young.
family history, and so in the back of my
wow.
head, I was like, "This is not breast cancer. It's just whatever it is." They said it's not a cancer. So, but it stayed. Like, it kept getting bigger, and so I wanted to finish that full year of like breastfeeding. Right? That they're like, "Oh, you better breastfeed for
That
a full year."
everybody shames
So,
you
yeah,
into,
yeah.
that you're not worth
So after the year in May, and then that was also the year I had to like retake my family medicine boards, which is like a whole day
Oh
exam.
my gosh.
So after that exam, like that I did,
That you're
I had
studying?
scheduled, that I'm studying, I went back to the surgeon and said, "Look, it says it's not cancer, but it's still very painful, and it's this lump, and it hasn't gone away. Let's just do what we call a lumpectomy. They just cut it out. Let's just do that, get rid of it." So we had the surgery in July, and then they called while I was at work, and they told Ken drove to the clinic, and like it was very overwhelming. And so I left my patients in the middle of the day, and they said it was triple negative cancer, which is the worst type of breast cancer. It's very aggressive. So
Triple negative. I've
which
never heard of
means
that.
it's not estrogen or progesterone positive. So it can be very fast growing, aggressive, high mortality, but also it can be treatable with chemotherapy anyway. So
And how old are the babies at this time?
they just turned a year. So yeah, it was really, really hard. They just turned a year, and the breast cancer, when they'd taken out that lump, they weren't able to take all of it out because it had grown so much, and so it had gone into my chest wall.
Thank
and so,
God you said something.
yeah, we didn't know like if it had spread at that time.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the PET scan, the MRI didn't show any spread. So they ended up doing like what they call neoadjuvant chemotherapy, which at that time was very new. Now it's typical for triple negative breast cancer, but what it does is it helps shrink and get rid of the cancer before you do the mastectomy, before you do the full surgery.
Yeah.
I remember.
So we did that. And
I do remember in our friendship when that news came down.
Right.
And it was just.
It was really hard.
It was
and
so
Ken had gotten
intense.
he got the hangover, and he didn't know if he should do it or not.
Yeah.
And he's talked about that.
What's that conversation like? Like how? Because I mean, you saying, "Okay, I got you, honey. You got to do this." And, and
he
be
didn't.
an actor.
He was really unsure about it. He said, "I need to be here for you." I'd had that. I was going through chemotherapy. It had the surgery in October, I think. But my mom was there. She was really helpful. I had a lot of support from people. And I really needed him to find the joy in his life too, because there is a real thing of caretaker burnout.
Yeah.
It's really tough. And like, as I told him too, like I needed a laugh as well. Like I wanted him to go out there and just go for it. And so he filmed it in October. And like he said in his show, when he actually called me and said, "Hey, I'm trying to figure out why this Asian man would be so angry about being like locked in a trunk, and why he would like attack him like that." And he's like, "I think he needs to be naked." He's like, "How do you feel about that?" And I was like, "I think that's hilarious." So, there you go. So.
I know now we're talking about naked Ken Jeong, but I am crying. And I'm just thinking about that time, and also how generous you are. Like, just so generous and clear about what was important.
And the Hangover cast, I mean, so accommodating to Ken. Like Bradley Cooper at that time really wasn't known. And so and they all just bonded. Ed, like all of
and
them,
Zach,
and Zach,
actually.
nobody was known. They really bonded over there. And like one of the weekends, Bradley Cooper drove Ken back from Vegas to be with me. And then that winter, I was still going through chemo, and so I couldn't go back to see my parents, my mom in San Francisco. And so we stayed in LA. And Bradley Cooper was so nice to just invite us to, like, he had rented like a house in Malibu, and he was like, you guys come and stay with me and spend Christmas with me. And he let my sister come too. And that was just like so magical. I mean, he really is the most generous
person.
He, like, just a really wonderful friend to Ken to us from like the get-go.
With piercing blue eyes.
Yeah, with piercing blue eyes. Yeah.
You're so strong. You come across very strong, but there's got to be a time. Did you ever go, I can't? Did you ever lose hope?
Yeah, Ken always laughs because he says I sundown, which is the term we use for like older patients who like their dementia gets worse when it's like nighttime. So it would be like at night sometimes that I would kind of break down and be like, what if I don't survive? Because unfortunately as a doctor, you look at it and I'm looking at the 5-year survival and I'm like, I don't know, it says it's like 20%. Like, it's not really good.
The prognosis was that low?
And the first time I saw the oncologist, when I asked him, am I going to be okay? And he didn't say yes. I mean, he was kind of like, we'll see. And I was like, oh my God, I'm totally fucked. Like, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? So, and that kind of doubt comes in, but like, I had a really good response to my numbers from the first chemo. And eventually when we did the mastectomy, there was no evidence of cancer. So at that point I was feeling more hopeful. But yeah, sometimes at night I would get like kind of overwhelmed. Like, what's going to happen if I don't make it? And Ken is like a single dad taking care of twins. Like, they still need a lot of help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? And if this is too personal, tell me. But what does that relationship between you and Ken look like at that time? How is he supporting you? Is it getting you out of your head and making you laugh?
Yes, exactly. 100% making me laugh. And then, he did the Hangover just for a few weeks in October, but mostly during that time, he wasn't working a lot. Mm-hmm. So if anything, he was home for me much more than if he had been a full-time doctor at Kaiser.
Right. So it actually
worked out really well that for most of my chemotherapy treatment, he was there and he came to my appointments and my chemotherapy, did all that with me.
Were the girls aware?
They were like,
no, they're so
just
little,
over a year. So right before I had my first chemotherapy, I shaved off my hair because everybody said, like, that's very traumatic when your hair starts falling out in clumps.
So let's get into it and do it
exactly.
first.
So I shaved it all off. And then when Zoe saw me, I think she just did a double take, like, who's this? Like, what's going on? But then she, like, rolled with it. But it was, if anything, it's easier when they're little like that because they don't get stressed out. Yes. They're not, like, worried, like, is mom sick?
Yeah.
What if she dies? Right. Like, it's just like, this is mom and she has no hair. Like, yeah, exactly. And so I think that kept me going for sure. Like, I gotta live. I'm going to get through this. Yep. It was really nice to talk to other young
because you were so
women
young.
Who were going through breast cancer at that time because, most breast cancer is women, older women. And so I didn't know anyone really who was 36 with 1-year-olds going through breast cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had people like, help me find and talk to them and like hear their, and one of the nice things they told me was, look, it's a journey. It's going to take like probably a year to get through the whole thing. And it really did. I'm glad they told me that because, it's hard to wrap your mind around like, how long is this going to take? What's, I did the chemotherapy, the surgery, the radiation, like all of that. And once I was done with it, I did like, the like Susan B. Komen, like walk at Pasadena to celebrate with my friends. So we, once I made it through that year and I was still cancer free, I felt a lot better.
How does that experience it has to change you. I mean, there's just no way that you can't be unchanged by that. How did that? How did that change you? How did it manifest?
It's hard because when you think about like how are you going to respond if you get a cancer diagnosis? Now I start to cry. It made me really grateful that I'd had such a wonderful life and my twins and like my family, and it just made me like life is so precious. Yeah. It didn't make me bitter like you hear like some people get bitter. Why did this happen to me? I didn't feel that way. It was kind of like, God, I've had an amazing run. Like if I live through this, that's like icing on the cake. And that's really how I feel.
Yeah. It really does broaden out your sort of perspective on things. And
it does.
You kind of go, oh, That's not important. You got
I know,
that.
I know.
You got that
We
early
laugh
in
about-
life.
We talk about that, Ken and I. Just the other day, we were watching one of the TV shows, and they're talking about.
Is it Task?
It is not.
Okay. The Bear?
No, it's not
We
the
can guess.
bear.
Top
Love
Chef.
Island?
Top Chef.
Love Island.
Love Island?
No. We're
2.5
talking
Men.
about.
Veep.
Why am I blanking on it? We're talking about timelines.
Quantum Leap?
No.
Did you go back in time to watch Quantum Leap?
Oh my God, my brain is like, okay, I'm blaming it on mommy brain and chemo brain.
No.
So there you go.
It is a
And
miracle
COVID.
that we know our own names.
Hey, Tran, meet menopause, perimenopause.
Exactly. So it was a timeline episode where the person was Peacemaker, and he's thinking he was looking at another timeline, like, that's a better timeline. I wish I'd been in that timeline. And I said to Ken, I'm like, this is my best timeline. Like, there's no way I would ever want to be in a different timeline, because even with breast cancer and all the things that have happened, really, like, I can't imagine our lives going better right now.
That's
And
awesome.
it's a blessing. Like, you can't.
It's a miracle
it
that
is a
we are
miracle.
just statistically to be people who are alive. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. And like, Ken is doing what he loves. I'm doing what I love.
Yeah.
Like,
Our
parents
family.
are still alive, knock on wood, right now, and doing okay. Like,
Your
the kids
are
are
doing
fine.
well.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Well, we've been talking about him, and now he's here. Your headliner.
Your headliner, Mr. Tran Ho.
Just wanted to see where you were, Tran. Me and the dog have been waiting. We're just wondering what time you're going home. I didn't even realize we were doing.
I think I already fed you earlier today.
Wanted to see when you're coming back. home.
Wow.
Anyway, hate to interrupt the bit. My
Oh,
bad.
no problem. No
Bye.
problem. This woman is so accomplished. I believe you may have gone above your pay grade. So I want to know, when does it feel like, do you have an experience where you felt like the plus one to Tran?
Oh, yes. Well, Yale reunions for one. Whenever I go to, like, we've been together 02, 03. I remember the first Yale reunion we went to was like 04, and every 5 years. Tran is, as you know, right now from interviewing her, I mean, she is just so on it. She is so meticulously organized. And so every 5 years, without fail, we go to Yale for all of her for her Branford reunions. And like every time I'm at Yale, I mean, I'm definitely the plus one. So I think was looking for my Yale spouse cap that I would wear all the time. That they actually sell, like, in the campus bookstore. So I remember buying a Yale spouse cap. So every time, she's talking to her fellow Yaleys about something that is way above my pay grade, I just stand there awkwardly. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's like it. So and then also when she's on the board of trustees at Viewpoint, our kids' alma mater. And so we are. I'm always in the background of conversation. So when everyone, all the trustees are meeting up, which is often, and I'm there often. So I'm always just talking to a wall of some sort. So needless to say, I'm very used to being trans plus one. So, and I don't mind. It's fine. It's good. Like you said, like I'm married above my pay grade. So I'm good.
Yeah.
I love hearing that.
It's such a great story. We've been hearing all about how you guys met and the last few years too. It's great.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
mean,
I didn't spill all your secrets.
Yeah, we
Ken.
know a lot about you now. A lot.
All right.
I feel slightly
okay,
different about you
just
now,
wanna see
Ken.
okay. We'll all right. Hey, Trent, can I talk to you offline for a second, please?
My publicist
It's
told
about
you
nothing.
couldn't
Don't
say
worry
that.
about it, guys. There's nothing. Just talk about it offline for just a second, please.
Real quick.
But
you
no,
want-
we're partner. I mean, we're partners. I mean, that's how we've always viewed this. We're life partners. I think that's, and we've gone through so many phases, and excited for the next one. Yeah.
I'm sure Tran gets this. I mean, I get it all the time. It's like, oh, you must be laughing all day at home. No, he's funny, but It's not the same as having a script.
Oh no, we're laughing all day long.
No, actually, the reason why I married her was because she makes me laugh. Like, she's funny and so underrated with her own comedy. And that's why I married her, because she makes me laugh. And I'm the same way, Lisa. Like, I'm not funny. I'm never quote unquote on at home. And if anything, Tran is the one that is just making like me and the kids laugh. So if anything, it's a role reversal. So it's actually nice it's healthy for me to be that environment where, you know, Tran's got a dry sense of humor and is not afraid to roast me and is like literally, I
You can
live for
take it,
that.
Ken.
So it is and that's part of the balance I think that we have. Yeah.
Awesome.
Tran Ho. She is the best. She is my everything. She is the mother to our amazing daughters, Alexa, what? And Zoe. And I couldn't be more proud to be trans plus one. And not only is she an amazing doctor, she's an amazing humanitarian, but she also is the most amazing person who has a unique ability to name drop the wrong name with such confidence and such verve. And I wish I had as much confidence as Tran does being wrong, um, as much as I am in trying to be right. I love you, Tran, and I hope this was okay that I did this bit.
Thank you so much for being here. Oh, Ken is the best.
Is he?
You know what? You're the best.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Yeah, no, I definitely have a problem with names. And they
Wait, give me an example. What?
so when we first started dating, we watched Freaks and Geeks all the time. I love that show.
It's so good.
So we're at some party, it was years ago, and I see Jason Segel, and very confidently I say, "Hey, Nick Antopoulos." And Ken is like dying. Like, that's not his real name. That's his like TV character name. Like, why are you saying it? But yeah, exactly.
But people do that all the time. That's not horrible. That's
I don't know. It's pretty embarrassing.
Oh, people come up to me all the time. I mean, come up to John all the time and go, "Alan," and you're like, "Okay."
Okay. But yeah, no. But yes,
Did you think it was his name for
I
a
really
second?
did.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly. So
my
that's the thing. It
God.
wasn't like me being funny, like, oh, haha, that's your character name, I'm being funny. Like,
You're like, I
literally
know your
thought,
first and last name. Hi.
Yeah, I know who you are. We're best friends.
Oh my God.
Exactly. So now I don't say anyone's name. I just say, hey.
It's safer that
Hi.
way. It is.
Exactly.
There's
But like, I don't say things half-assed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to commit. To whatever name I think it is.
No
and if
matter
it's
how
wrong,
incorrect.
then that's fine.
Well, my husband does the exact kind of, he just refutes what I say. He'll say, I used to be an entertainment reporter, so I'd kind of have to pick out like people on a line or, oh, so-and-so's coming and so-and-so's coming. And we were at an event and we were backstage when we were getting ready to meet somebody and we're standing in line. There's like 15 people or something. It was just this nice perk that we got. And all of a sudden I was like, honey, there's Vivica Fox. And he goes, oh, yeah, I worked on a show with her. He did a whole season of a show with her. And I said, he goes, that's not Vivica Fox. And I go, no, babe, that's Vivica Fox. She goes, honey, it's not Vivica Fox. I mean,
Please don't embarrass.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Ken and Tran. And about, I don't know, cue 30 seconds, walk, tap, tap, tap. John! Vivica! But he does that constantly. Like, these are people he's worked with.
Well, Matt will do a thing where he doesn't know the person. So if someone comes up and says, hi, oh my God,
I haven't seen you forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Matt doesn't remember. He used to go, I'm sorry, where do we know each other from?
Yeah, that's very smart. I would definitely do that.
No, why? It's too honest.
You think that's too
Yes,
like,
it's like, because it could be somebody like, I mean, it hasn't happened with you, Lisa, but like, what if it was?
Like a really close friend.
Yes,
that-
Oh, that would be.
it could be. It would
I
never
would be hurt.
Yeah, it would never happen with you, but it has. There have been people. I'm like, you were with them last week.
Well, John does that too. John
Yeah,
does
yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
And so we have now, and he realizes.
It's gotten, I mean, because you guys meet so many people. Like Ken meets so
Yes.
many people.
Yes.
And it
Yes,
is hard
it's-
to keep track of how you know everybody.
so you have to have a
and
soundbite.
everyone's
You have to
name.
have, like, a
and
safe-
also they have a face where like because you've seen them, you think you know them.
Exactly.
And so
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So having just the thing of like, oh, great to see you. I'm like, just say that. Just say great to see you. You're not lying, because he's also very like honest. You know, he always. And I'm like, that's a genuine great to see you, and then you're not revealing that you do not remember them at all.
But
you know?
as a plus one, and we've all been together with our, headliners for a while, haven't you all worked out a thing? Because John and I have worked out a thing where basically I look at him and I go, I'll say to him, I'm like, so-and-so, you met him. We were at that party the other day.
Oh, yeah, we're bagmen.
We do that. Or I'm like, damn it, we know this person. Hey, I'm Lisa. What, when I know that they know my husband, and then they say, I'm so-and-so, so that we can do, you guys have that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, those little tricks, those plus one tricks.
Yes. It's a little like Tony Hale's character
he is.
in
That's,
the.
I say that all the time. Like Ken is my Tony Hale. Like he usually is much better than me, obviously, but pretty good with remembering names and faces. So
that is good.
He will whisper to me ahead of time, like that's so and so, or this is that, and then I will forget like 30 seconds later. Who's that? What?
He's like, I just told you in your ear back there.
Exactly.
But Matt's also my headliner's also the kind of guy that if we're at a table having a meal and I want to signal him, I'll tap him under the table with my foot, and he'll be like, "Why are you kicking me?" Like out loud.
You're like, God damn
Like,
it!
please, I don't think it's supposed to be right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we sort of want to, end on a note to just ask you, because your husband is known for this and known for that and known for this. I really want to know what you want to be known for.
That's a good question. Besides being known as Ken Jeong's beautiful wife.
What do you want to be known for?
Exactly. Well, for me, it's part of why I went into medicine. I really find it so important that I make an impact by helping other people in some way make their lives better. And so as a doctor and a breast cancer survivor, it's through medicine, it's through promoting physical and mental health, trying to get women to start their breast cancer screening and treatment. So Ken and I have done a lot of things through Stand Up to Cancer. And so one of his episodes from Dr. Ken, I worked with him closely, where Allison finds a lump. And at the end, I do a public service announcement about breast cancer screening through Stand Up to Cancer. And that's been very meaningful for me. And I also get a residual check every once in a while, which I think is like 30 cents now. But anyway, cha-ching.
Thank you, Tran.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely pleasure to have you. And thank you, Morgan.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you for doing this with me.
So fun.
Thank you, everybody that is tuned in. We're so excited. One on the books, right?
Yep, one down.
One down.
And if you want to find us, you can check out the show notes.
I know him as a Coke Zero guzzling fiend. He drinks it day in and day out. He actually starts getting a panic attack if there's only one case left in the house.